I think that Buchanan is really left out to dry here. This is a 3rd and 6 in the second quarter. The Chiefs, this is a possession they're going to go down and take a 20-7 lead. At this point, it's only 13-7. So it's just so ironic to me. I talked about this in a video yesterday that we're going to jam a tight end finally. And it's Starks. It's taking Starks and Hamilton there to do it. I'm not unfamiliar with this technique. Various defenses call it different things. We used to call it bear. But in any case, we're actually jamming a tight end. The only thing that bothers me a whole lot is we're jamming the wrong guy. We're jamming Noah Gray. This is Travis Kelce. So it just to me is another illustration that we're calling a coverage in the huddle, in the headset, and then we're going to play that coverage on the field almost no matter what shows up. But in any case, this is Buchanan. He's man on the running back. And because of the alignment of Mike Green, he ends up in a no-win situation. Buchanan does. If he stays with the running back, Mahomes scrambles for the first down. If he peels off to Mahomes flips it to the running back, and it's a big gain. Sure, under all the new metrics or whatever things that people track statistically, that, quote, target gets assigned to Buchanan. To me, he did what he needed to do. He needed to peel off and go get the quarterback, right? Create another layer for the Chiefs to execute. We're outnumbered here just by alignment. And with Buchanan on the running back, we've got 3 on screen to the right of this blue line, and they've got 4. Now, keep in mind the way that the count system works. Mahomes and the center count for a half a man each. There's also a receiver and a corner off screen to our right. So technically, really, it's 4 for the Ravens and 5 for the Chiefs. The problem is we've got both safeties over here. It's fine with me if we want to jam the tight end. Let's jam Kelce. Let's get hands on Kelce. He's a ticking time bomb if you frustrate him, number 1. He doesn't like people getting hands on him, number 2. Create some additional stress or anxiety in him early in the game and see if you can cause a meltdown like he's had plenty of times before. But in any case, it's an alignment loss for me for Mike Green. And I don't fault Mike Green. I don't think he's lined up in the wrong spot. I think this is where they're telling him to line up in this look. He's in a 4-eye, 3 technique, whatever he's in the B gap. And so the right tackle takes him down. Maybe the right tackle ends up holding here. I think Mike Green's just got to get over some of this, to be honest with you. They're just not going to call stuff on Jawan Taylor. They're just not. He's got some kind of deal with the devil or with the refs in the NFL. But in any case, it's a 2-on-1. Mahomes is out there with Buchanan. Do I think that Green could play it better? Sure. Focus on that if you want to. The problem is he's lined up wrong. He's lined up in the B gap. We don't need him there. And this is something that to me is a systemic issue. Unless Mike Green's feet are supposed to be here, which I highly doubt that a player who's out there on the field for us on a consistent basis isn't lined up in the correct place. Basically, we've got a poor look, in my opinion, from a numbers standpoint. And then we've got zero awareness from the perspective that we're jamming Noah Gray, he's an NFL football player. He's a great player compared to most of the human beings that we all know, but he's not Travis Kelce. We need to get hands on Kelce. We need to redirect Kelce. We need to make his life a little bit more difficult than we do. And oh, by the way, I didn't mention this. We end up with Keon Martin on Kelce, which to me is, probably not in our favor if Mahomes is willing to throw this football, out in front of Kelce. But I think Kelce identifies that Mahomes is scrambling. So he kind of stops his route, if you will, and then allows Mahomes to run onto that space, create the 2-on-1. I think it's a poor look by our defense. I think it's a poor alignment rules, in my opinion, and I just don't understand how this filtered through this far in. We're in week 4. How to the field? Let me pull this back to the all-22 angle. How to the field? We're willing to say we're just going to leave Buchanan out here with the running back, keeping in mind that the Chiefs are a right-handed football team. Mahomes tends to scramble to his right. That's where he's most dangerous. He's a right-handed quarterback. This, to me, looks like something that should not have filtered through this far to week 4. But it wouldn't shock me if we see it again. Are you as frustrated by it as I am? Because that's maddening to me.
There shouldn't be like 3 things that you can point to on a certain play in terms of alignment, where it's questionable. And to have the field exposed like that, the field side of the football, you know what I mean? Wide open. these are, and that's certainly something that I don't know why. I don't know why we see Green, as you said, with his hand in the dirt. What is the down and distance here?
It's 3rd and 6.
And 6. Yeah, I mean, it's like you've got this, I don't know, pseudo mugged up look here. You know,
and we're four of our 5 DVs are into the boundary. That's bad. That's bad. There's no reason to have 4 of those guys. So Buchanan is left out on an island here by alignment, and then he's really left out on the island once we get this far. It's a 2-on-1. This is a poor call. This is a poor call, poor alignment. It's very immature, if you ask me, to sit here and criticize Buchanan for plays like that. He's done enough things poorly in 2025 already to talk about. Fine. That's not one of them. That's a 2-on-1 that's created by the call by our defensive coordinator and the alignment rules that he's installed or taught.